Hello, good morning everyone. Hi. Welcome to my spilled juice world. We're in like the 4th day. Ooh, we just watched some of the automation I have set up. So let's see. Last time we were here. Oh, it's almost nighttime, isn't it? Yep. Last time we were here, we were doing some more arcane archives. We made these troves, and I've made a tank since then. It has 11.5 buckets of liquid starlight, and we were trying to figure out whether or not we could put labels on this. You can't. These are actually glass item frames from Quarry, which I don't like. I don't like the way these look. They stick out really far. The mod maker has said he wanted to put an item sprite on this crystal right here. But because it's a performance issue, if there's a bunch of them in the world, which any of you have played with storage drawers knows, if you have a bunch of the visual item sprites on storage drawers, it can cause an FPS issue. So that's why he hasn't done it and hasn't figured out a way to do something similar for that to happen. So when we use these, it is likely that if it's a block, I will probably put it underneath the trove. So like, since this is a cobble trove, I will put it on top of a cobble block. That's a thought. Yeah. I told him that when I looked at it, for example, when I look at this, I don't necessarily think that the item sprite would be right here. While that would be really cool, if it just had a label right here, if it just said dirt, that would be fine for me. I don't need to see a picture. If it just said dirt and then cobblestone, I would be fine with that. Some do have pretty long names, but you'd have to truncate it. You'd have to say, I'm only going to show this many letters. That's, I don't think, difficult to do. But of course, I could be wrong. So that was the thought that I gave him, because he was like, item sprites, you know, they cause that lag like when you have storage drawers. And I agree, that makes sense. I understand. So you can see a couple of X's over here. I did die numerous times, and I will show you why here today. That was unpleasant, to say the least. Let's see. So, did a little bit of automation, as I told you I might. First, we have our radiant resonators that are making the quartz with block miners to automatically break them. This is an Ember's item vacuum with just a chest on top and a lever to turn it on. It'll suck everything up into the chest. Sometimes it's getting some of the silk cocoons from the worm that's moving around out there. That's okay with me. So yeah, we've got that going. All right, that's the other automation I've done. I expanded this area because there are a couple more crops. I think 2, maybe 3 more crops that we need. So I did move. Oh, I see you. Do you come over here? I moved the aubergines over here, the eggplants, because they're part of Mystical World, which is part of... He did. How do you do that? I'm gonna have to get rid of... Oh, I don't have any arrows. I'm gonna have to get rid of that tree. He just climbed right over that tree. See you do that now. That would be the second one that's lunched over here. So I was like, how did you get in here? I've done a little bit of bees, and we'll show that in a moment. The way I have this automated, because I do have the light well automated, is with Buildcraft. We'll be doing some more of this today, most likely. This is a wooden fluid pipe and a cobblestone fluid pipe with a redstone engine. It's turned on. Granted, it won't work when there's no fluid to pull into something. The wooden ones are for extraction only. So that's how I've got that set up. It's relatively easy and cheap. Very cheap. Cheap. And then over here, I've got some bees. So we've got... Hi. The Majestic I need to work on yet. I haven't started that one yet. So we've got the Cultivated and Meadows that we've been working on since the beginning. We're going to do Noble and Diligent is what I'm currently trying to process. I don't have any Diligent yet. I do have Noble. It doesn't stack to get some more drones, but we're getting there. And then I'm trying to make another Cultivated because I'm going to need it to make the Unweary Bee, which I have. Luck will have it. Got a drone. It's a Unweary Diligent. I got it from this over here. Yeah. So yeah, Majestic is the next one to try and get, and Unweary. Those two are the next ones, and then once we have those, we'll be able to do Imperial and Industrious, and then we'll have the 2 bees that we need to make our alvearies. Woo! So yeah, he's too close. So we'll go over here, where I happen to have another bed. Whoops. We'll sleep up here. I made some coffee. I had a pretty rough morning waking up. I woke up really early because of bad dreams. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. So I've been up for almost 6 hours already. Hello, Mr. Enderman. Anyway, I have a list of things I want to try to accomplish today. It's a big list, so we shall see. But the first thing, since I mentioned it yesterday during the end of the stream. First thing I want to do is try to figure out where I want to put my base, what I want it to look like. That's one of the reasons why there are death points over there, is because I was doing some exploring. But let's start with what I want it to look like. So I've got some boards over here. Start figuring things out. So we've got, I would like to do kind of a rusticy, steampunky, sort of old world style village for the wizards to live in. And then I want to have schools of magic. So I want to have a school of magic for Thaumcraft and Botania, and I know these are not quite all magic things. Some of them are Magitech, and wizardry and roots and rustic and astral sorcery. I want each one to be a different school. And the wizards in the village that we'll be building will have the storage and, you know, where I will have different production and automation things that aren't magic related. So anything that we need for resources and food and basic village living, essentially, will be in the village. And then the schools will be off where we go to do our different forms of magic. That's what I'd like to do. They do not have to be close by, but they could be. It would help if they were. I want to use astral gateways to travel to the faraway schools. So we've got that. And the plan for for building types. I want to use as much of the magic woods as possible. So I tried to make a list of all of the woods in the magic mods. And we've got Living Wood and Dreamwood from Botania, and then Silverwood and Greatwood from Thaumcraft. Wild wood is from Roots. Infused wood is from Astral Sorcery. And then we've got ironwood and olive wood from Rustic. I want to start growing all of those trees and collecting all of that wood so that we have those as the wood types. And then for roofs, I think I'd like to do slate from Earthworks or Rustic. And the clay walls from Rustic are cheaper to make than the ones from Earthworks. These are the ones that look kind of like the medieval plaster and timber. The ones from Earthworks are just harder to make. There are more combinations, and we could do them. So there's the wattle and daub version, and then there's the lathe and plaster version. The lathe and plaster are lighter in color. We could totally do the lathe and plaster. It's not a bad deal. It's just more labor intensive. So I mean, as a variant, we could definitely do that. But the slate, so there's slate from Not Enough Roofs, and I like that a lot, and there's potential for me to use that occasionally for some variety in the roofs. But I like the Earthworks slate that we can find underground. Okay, and then this is the Rustic slate. There's slate from Cork that's really pretty. Wonder, where do you get that from? No idea. There's no crafting. It must be spawned in the world. Anyway, this like kind of light graphite colored slate from Rustic. So there's the pretty colors, and I would like to add a pinkish hue to this option. A couple of other ones. I want it to be a muted, colorful housing options, muted colors. So it's not all one color. It's going to look, in my head, it's going to look interesting. So there's a thought. I put these chests down so I can start collecting resources. This forest I had first considered being where I want to live, and then I gave it some more thought. I have not lived in a magical forest. The Thaumcraft magical forest. I have not lived in one of them, and I think I'd like to. There's trees, and we can have a bunch more trees. There's the full-size mushrooms. The grass is kind of like a blue-green. So I think that's what I'm going to do is go with a magical forest. Now, there are a few magical forests around here, and we are going to switch into creative mode so we can fly to them. I want to know you guys' opinion. I have one particular one that I'm leaning towards, but I want you guys' opinion. There are 3 in the nearby vicinity. So we're going to go check those out real quick first. We'll start with the one that's over here. And so the point is to have a bit of a foresty area. It needs to be decent size. It would be nice if it were near either an astral sorcery temple or a wizard's tower. Not necessarily need a wizard's tower. I think it's this way, actually. I didn't bookmark this one because it was the last one I found. So we're going to be kind of... I don't like birch forest, but if it's not in our view, then it shouldn't be too bad. So this one coming up is the first magical forest biome that I really enjoy. It's a nice size, as you can see here. It's a decent size. There's a swamp over there. On this side, there's a little bit of a flower forest, very small, but there's a bunch of flowers down here. So there's that. It is surrounded by more forest, so it can be deep and foresty. There's a wizard's tower here that I've not been to. So this is the first one of many. Ooh, there's a quark circle. We dig down there, there'll be a high density of diamonds, emeralds, lapis, that sort of stuff. I didn't notice that. I hadn't done some deep looking, but this is a great size. It's got a lot of topography ups and downs that I enjoy trying to build in. Here's the swamp on this side. It's not a bad swamp. It's a decent little swamp here. So that's the first one. I'm trying to figure out if this would be something I want. Like I said, it goes all over here, and then you've got the birch forest on this side. So it is completely surrounded by forest. This is the birch forest here, swamp, and then the dense forest, the flower forest here, and the witch's tower. So that's what we've got here. I like it. It's decent size. That's the first one. The first option. The second option is going to take us a little bit to get there. Yeah. You finished watching my regrowth series last night? Oh, there's another wizard tower I didn't notice. Ooh. Alright, so we should be coming up on it here pretty soon. Okay, right here. So here's the other magical forest. It is not as large. It's got a lot of topography ups and downs. It's surrounded by more forest that we could live in. This one's kind of like the lowest one on my list of preference, and mainly because of its size. It's not super huge. But like I said, it is surrounded by forest, so we could build further into that forest. And there is a plains over here if we wanted some clear area. So that's this one, and I will show you on the map. That's this one here, and definitely not as big. Okay. This one's the lowest one on my preference list, as I mentioned. Woo, rain. And then over here, we go on the other side of this mountain range. We have this one. And this one is more dense, okay? You see it's all up here. It has this great big beautiful river all the way through it. And it goes over here on this side as well. It's got giant mountains here, which happens to have an astral sorcery temple on the other side of. So if we wanted to do our astral sorcery up in the snowy hills, that would be pretty cool. There's our astral sorcery temple. And it's bigger, it's huge. It's got a huge area, a lot of topography changes. It's not densely surrounded by forest. It's pretty much its forest itself. There's plains over here, and this is where I died a lot of, which I'll be talking about in a moment. As I was running around actually exploring. I like this the best because, yeah, the mountains in the background and the river. I love the river, and it flows into a larger area over here. With more forest. So on the mini map, it looks like this. I'd even zoom out. It's this whole area right here. And that's the reason why that one's number 1 on my list, is because it's got mountains up here with an astral sorcery temple. So we could definitely do our astral sorcery in the mountains, which I think would be really cool, even with the snow. And then we could do our other magic-y stuff. I mean, we've got plenty of magic-y stuff to do in this area as well. And the river gives me opportunities to build some bridges. Some really cool bridges would be neat. So yeah, this is my number 1 choice for where I would want to move and set up permanent base. So yeah, give me your opinion, what your thoughts are, if you think that this would be the good spot to go. And if that is the decision, then between streams, I would pack up all of my stuff and set up a temporary secondary base over here while I start building. Again, I don't have any of the resources to do the building with, but this is, my opinion, the best. But again, if you like any of the other 2s better, let me know, and why you like them better. Oh, there's plenty of... Well, I'm not doing a whole bunch of tech, Darkwing. I'm only doing little bits of tech. But yeah, there's oil all over this map that I'll be cleaning up in the area that we're going to be building. I'm not sure if I want to make this look magical, because the river just starts here. I don't know if I want to make it... You know how the Mississippi has just a little bubbling... I don't know if you guys know this. The Mississippi River just starts. It like comes up out of the ground just as a spring in this little pool, and then it becomes the giant Mississippi River that flows all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So I thought maybe I could do that here. Yeah, the Mississippi River starts just as just a little pond with a natural spring in it that creates all the water that flows to, yeah. So I'm like, if I have the time, my inspiration says, to make this into just a little spring. True, most of the Mississippi is fed by a bunch of other rivers. Yes, you're not wrong there. So I like the look at. I mean, if you look around, you can see all the mountains in the background. That'd be just so cool. So yeah, this, and there's more mountains over here. It gives me more inspiration for building and, you know, make it look cool. Irisy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, there is definitely oil to clean up. Definitely oil to clean up. I have not been in that temple, so I don't know what loot is in there. But let's come over here real quick while I'm in creative mode and tell you how I died, because I died 3 times over here, and that is because of this thing. I'd never seen one of these before. I didn't know what it was. This is from Electroblob's Wizardry. It's a trap. When you first approach it, there's this like glowy trappy thing around the chest, and as soon as you try to click on the chest, you get wizards spawn, and you are trapped inside of a cage. They won't let you out. You can't get out. Until you kill the wizards, you're stuck. And because all I have on me is my little lame iron gear, and yeah, I died numerous times trying to get rid of the wizards. I was luckily able to knock some of them down here and then shoot at them. So there's that. I haven't taken the stuff out of the chest now that the wizards are gone. I haven't taken this stuff out. I just left it there for now. We do have stuff for AE2 if we get into that. We have a couple of meteors around the area. But I mean, even this plains has this really pretty river that flows by. I mean, it's just the whole area here, I think, is where I want to be. Man, he's a vicious looking direwolf. Look at him. Okay. There's a blue cow. I don't know what causes the blue cows. I don't know why there's a blue cow. I don't know. But yeah, so those of you who are watching, you're all probably saying this is the area that you like to. Can you imagine the bridges going from up here? There'd be so much space before the water. Just, yeah. And the water is so blue in the magical forest biome. So very blue. Alright. So it does sound like this will probably be the area I end up moving. I'll have to figure out where I want to set up my initial starter home. So I can start planning out the village. I want to get a warehouse built relatively quickly so I can have somewhere to store things. And then we need to get some food established, all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's head back. I don't want to do any, loot collection or anything while I'm in creative mode. That's just cheaty. I can do flying around. I'm okay with flying around in creative mode. You know me. And showing off things underground, but not actually doing anything. So like going to where I see, you can see this red marker here. That's something that I want to show you guys. Because it's got building materials. Mineral would be nice in that biome. Yes. Glowing blue trees. So let's head over here real quick. I was digging underground. I was doing some caving, looking for a little bit of copper, which I did not find a lot of. But I was looking for a little bit of copper. And encountered these caves. And they're part of Quark. The mod pack has increased their generation a bit. So if you looked around, you would find a lot more. But I encountered this. So we've got lots of beautiful cave crystals. They do have animations and they sparkle. But we also have a bunch of gold, emeralds, diamonds, all the lovely valuables in here. This is where over here is where I came in, right here. So, yeah. I haven't harvested any of it because I don't have fortune. I'd like fortune before I start collecting everything in here. The cave crystals, of course, they don't fortune. They just drop their blocks. But I think I would like to use some of them for building. Some of the little magical areas. Not quite sure about which colors. There's lots of different colors available. But again, look at all the valuable stuff in here. That's kind of what I wanted to say. Hey, look at all the valuable stuff. So, like I said, there's oil. Like I said, if you looked around, the generation of these have been turned up. See, you can see magenta 1 way off in the distance over there. And that was just because of a request that there be more cave crystals since there's no way to craft them. Someone wanted to build with them. It wasn't me, but yeah. Someone wanted to build with cave crystals, and so they wanted to have them come up more frequently. So, yeah. Let's head back home. All right. So, that is the plan then. It sounds like I'll be moving over there, which I have couple of markers to head that way with. I'm going to get rid of the death points now that I've shown you where I was. Okay. And we can turn that off. I think we'll leave the rest of these. Well, the zombie spawners will turn off. We haven't been to the dungeons yet. And these are interests that we saw on the big map that I haven't been to. But I definitely want to collect all the marble that I see for astral sorcery. So, all right. That's something that I wanted to show you guys. Let me check this off. So that you know I want to do a magical forest. And yeah, there's my build plan to do a wizard's village for the main area and then different schools of magic. So each school of magic could look different. And that's kind of the plan. So the next thing I want to do is I would like to get into a little bit of tech. Hello, what kind are you? What kind are you? Oh, no. Ah, dang it. Great. 30 seconds of nausea too. Oh, man. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, this sucks. Anyway, now that that's gone, the tech I want to get into, as I've told you, is eventually we're going to be doing bees for our resources, things that we would be digging out of the ground. But that's a long way off yet, and I'm taking my time with it because I would like to do a little bit of tech. Not a lot, because this is mostly a magic directional mod pack. Well, not necessarily the mod pack. The direction I want to take in the mod pack is mostly magical. But I need resources, and I would like an automated way to get those resources. There are magical methods. They are not early game, because there's one from Botania. We've got the orchid. There's one from Thaumcraft. That is a long way off. Yeah, we're going to do a Buildcraft quarry. Haven't seen Buildcraft in a long time, unless you have happened to just recently watched my regrowth series from what, like 2017, I think is when I did that. And that's about the last time I played with Buildcraft, so this will be fun. But figure I'd do a Buildcraft quarry. We had two choices. We had Buildcraft or we had RF tools. I just decided Buildcraft. No major reason other than, hey, Buildcraft. So we're going to do a Buildcraft quarry in the mining dimension, and which means we're going to need Buildcraft power to power it. We're going to need to get into the Buildcraft pipes system in order to filter things out of the quarry and into different chests. And so that's what we're going to get started with right away. We're going to get that all put together. The Buildcraft energy that I want to use is most likely combustion engines or Stirling. Combustion, there's so much oil, but I'm not sure I would be able to collect enough. It also needs water to keep it cool. Oh, 2015 is when I did that. There you go. Even longer away. But the Stirling engines, they're nice and cheap, and they use furnace fuels, which we'd be able to get from mining, or there's a real cheaty way of getting just teeny tiny bits of power that I'm actually considering doing. I saw it the other day on a Discord, and I'm considering it. So I might show you guys in a bit. So I want to make 4 Stirling engines. And we need to make the quarry. We need to make the pipes. And we need to make the markers, these guys, to mark off the quarry size. So that's what we're going to do first. So the quarry, might have to build the quarry. There you go. The quarry. It's actually relatively cheap to make. So we're going to whip this out. I think each one of these stacks, can we make them individually? That one needs gold. Gold needs iron. So, yep. So, okay. I say relatively cheap, but each one of these stacks to be something else. We need 2 of the diamond 2 of the gold, 3 of the iron, and a diamond pickaxe. So hopefully we have enough of supplies. The gold might be the challenge. We have 80. All right. Iron, gold, diamonds. Need some stone. I haven't changed that yet, Irisy. This is spilled juice. I keep forgetting that I have that command. Let me find it. Boop. Currently playing spilled juice. There we go. Haha. I haven't really got into Yogg's cast. Not really. Do I need to make the wooden ones out of sticks? Yep. Wooden ones out of sticks. Okay, let's do this. We need 7 gears. We're gonna need way more sticks than this, aren't we? Let's do these just to be safe. Okay. Then we need to turn them into iron to stone. All right. And then 3 of these are going to be iron. So those are done. But then we need the rest of these to be iron to be turned into gold. Do it again. All right. 2 gold. And these 2 are diamond, so we're going to need to do 2 more gold. 1, 2. And turn these 2 into diamond ones. Woo! Alright, now we need a diamond pick. And a piece of redstone, right? We should be able to do this. Quarry. So there's our quarry. We need to make our markers. These guys, we need 3, right? So 3 redstone torches and some lapis. Alright, so there's our markers. So there's the start of that. Now we need power, which I think I'm going to do the Sterling, as I mentioned. Let's make 4 of these. So we need 4 pistons. We won't need more gold, I don't think. Yes, the mod pack is on Twitch. And if you want to play it, Irisy, you're already on Breakfastcraft. Breakfastcraft has a server. I'm just playing this one single player. But Breakfastcraft does have a spilled juice server. I believe it's Donut. And then we need to make stone gears. So we need more sticks. And we need 2 per, so we need 8 of these. Okay. Alright. There's 8 of those. And then we need some glass, which I have some of. How much do I need? There we go. For sterling silver, and I'll show you the interface of these, you just put furnace fuel in here and off it goes. We might want to switch the GUI scale to normal. We can see things a little better. Yeah, okay. All right. So, I have a little bit of transport pipe, not a lot. An extraction pipe, we only need one of, but we're going to need a redstone engine for that. So let's get that going. And the only purpose this is for extraction of items out of pipes. Oh, I did both of them. That's fun. We need another piston, and then we can do you. Oops. There we go. I have the materials for a lever. I have magnetic on my pick right now, which is why I picked these up. Woo! Alright. We need a chest. We should just bring the stuff to make one of these radiant chests. That should be fine. Oops. I need just one of you, and then we're going to grab, I know I have a storage drawer. Yeah, it's for cobble. Do we have everything? We just need some furnace fuel, which I will show you the cheating method here in a bit because I have to make some things for it. So until then, I only have 27 of you. Okay. There was a tree there, wasn't there? It just went poof. Alright, let's try to get this set up with what we can set it up with. And come back for everything else we might need. Alright, so there's where I've done a little bit of mining. I want to just get a Buildcraft quarry set up like here. I don't remember what the max size quarry is. Let's see here. If we did, let's do a 2x2 chunk. There's one. And then over here to there. Now we should be able to just turn these on. 62 by 60. Oh, well then we're fine. Alright, so there's our box. And we'll be able to put our quarry right here. There we go. And we're going to run around and pick the markers up so we don't have to make them again. Okay, and we can turn this off. Alright, the other thing we're going to do is go into FTP utilities. I wish I could zoom this in. I think these are the spots. No, they're these. Okay, so then we're gonna chunk load them. And we'll need to chunk load the bit out here too. We'll go this direction, so whatever I'm standing in. Alright. So we need to power the Stirling, and if I remember correctly, Stirling generators should... I thought they connected. Maybe not. We might have to get some... I thought they did. I thought they all pointed in, like they connected to each other. Anyway, we have to get some power cables. I mean, I could do 3. I don't want to. All right. So we'll do that. We'll have the power come out here into probably the front or the top. I don't know if there's if it matters which direction things are extracted and whatnot out of it. So that's for the pipes. Oops. Do you extract from the top? See, I wasn't sure. I mean, it makes sense. Let's try it. So we will put you there with the lever on top. Alright, so then we'll have the pipes come out this way, and we'll be able to put the drawer and chests here. Drawer. And we have to make the chest yet, but the drawer is going to have cobble in it. Okay. So we need to make some kinesis pipes. Just pipes with redstone. And we have glass, so we can make some more. Let's do that. I already have one of these. Well, now we have 2. All right. That, and then redstone, 80 megajoule Minecraft joules, sure. And we'll have that go from here. What needs to come out of those? Is it the wooden ones? Power input. Boy, it's been so long. So long. Okay. Get up on something, please. Alright. I need more of the cobblestone ones, apparently. Do these blow up if they get too much power in them? And do they need levers? Let's make that chest. Okay, I'm going to assume that that means yes, they need power. Can I do this? Doesn't look like it. All right. That I can do. That one's a problem. It's backfilling. Let's move you. Down here. And I think I need to make another one. All right. And then we need to turn on that. And it's starting to build it nice and slow. Okay, the chunks that are loaded, I don't think they're all loaded in this area, so come on, chunk load. And then let's make sure you're loaded. Yep. Okay. Now, in order to get more power into this, we're gonna need to do this will be for filling it with more power, more fuel, eventually. The fun little thing that I found is that somebody shared in Embers there's a cinder plinth which pretty much burns anything and turns it into ash, and that ash is a furnace fuel. So if I set up a cinder plinth, okay, which we might actually want to do it on this side because we'll need access to the cobble. And the cobble goes into the cinder plinth and it gets smelted. Now I'm going to need ember for that, so that's the other hindrance here. But there's that thought process there. Then I could fuel these with cobble and ember, and it could just go. The ember, like I said, the ember is the challenge, is I'd have to get ember over here. But that's the thought. Am I gonna probably need a chest? We're probably gonna need a storage drawer for dirt. I don't need this to go fast, by the way. This could go a lot faster if it had more reliable fuel, if it had a faster engine, yeah, all that stuff. All I want is to passively get resources, and that's what this is going to do for me. It's already started picking up the first layer of dirt, and I'm going to want to get a bucket of water and place it down in case it encounters lava under there, which it looks like it might. So there's oil here. There's oil in the mining dimension. I could, instead of sterling, I could use combustion. You can pump oil. It just needs oil and water. So that's a thought. How expensive are the combustion engines? They're not. So that's a thought. Like I said, it needs a coolant to go with the fuel. But if I could get water, going, which the Buildcraft pump on a infinite source, will that work? Or will I need to do a different kind of water source? So we'll need faster pipes. There are definitely ways to set it up so they route differently as well. And yeah, we're going to want, we're probably going to want drawers for dirt and gravel, and maybe there's sand under there, but gravel for sure. That sort of thing. I have no idea if there's water in this dimension. I don't see any pools. So we should go grab a bucket of water. Let's think about this here. I mean, we just made Stirling engines. We want to change it up and make combustion. We'd have to get into making a pump. Several pumps. Or just go over there and fuel it with furnace fuels every so often. The combustion engines don't work with lava anymore. So there's that. Alright. Over here. Alright. So put the water there so that as it picks up the dirt and the layers expand, the water will flow outward. And any lava encounters, it will turn it obsidian, which the quarry can break. And then when it's all done, I will, for the most part, just have this one water source to pick up to stop all the flowing water, unless there's water underground. But the big expanse of water I'll be able to pick up with the one source block there.